We are out here today at the shooting range. This is the day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated by leftist lunatics. The far target out there, or two of them side by side, they're two silhouettes there, are at about 206 yards. And we're going to range find that. And the reason why we're taking this video today is there have been lots of crazy online reports that to make a shot from 200 yards, the shooter would have to be a professional hitman. So what we've done today is we've brought out two rifles. One is a stock Savage Axis that was $299 scope included, and the other will be a Savage Ultralight 110 that is a much higher quality rifle. But what we're going to be showing is that with this brand new $300 rifle at 200 yards, within a couple shots, anyone could hit one of those silhouettes out there. And in fact, we'll be placing some water bottles out there. Right now, the wind is about 10 to 12 miles per hour, which is more than it was yesterday. We tried to lower the flag in honor of Charlie Kirk, but we were, I guess, just locked up and we weren't able to do that. But the flag is blowing there just to show kind of average wind and breeze. It is picking up and dying off a bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to range find that target out there, and from where I'm at now, let's say from where the muzzle is, for one of those two silhouette targets, shows we're at 199.2 yards. So, and that's a rangefinder we're using. I'm not going to get into the mathematics of taking a downward angle shot from a raised position because I don't want to teach leftist lunatics how to kill more people. So anyway, right now that's at just over 199 yards. I think we can call that close enough. All right, so here's the rifle that we're going to be using. This is a Savage Axis, not an Axis 2. Just a plain old Savage Axis. 6-pound unmodified trigger. The only thing that we have added to this gun is a Harris bipod. All right. So literally everything on this gun is stock. This gun, last week we put about 10 rounds through it, maybe 11 or 12, but that's all that's ever been fired through this rifle. All right, these are the silhouettes we'll be shooting at. This is all the way out at the other end of the range. As we can see, these are about human size silhouettes. And we're gonna be placing some water bottles here and see if we can hit those as well. All right, so my son and I were setting up water bottles. The water bottles are actually gonna be at just about exactly 200. These, as I mentioned a minute ago, are at 199.1. So some of these water bottles are about 2 feet back. So we've got them on either side. And that's where we're shooting from at the other end of the range out there. Here is exactly 200 yards. And then here we've set some water bottles on top. So my suspicion is this nut job tried to make a headshot and overcorrected and shot Charlie in the neck. We meant to bring some paint out to cover these to show the hits, but oh well, we forgot it. Here we are at 100 yards. We're going to set up a quick side-end target. Unfortunately, I put the wrong targets on the top here. These are 50-yard side ends, but basically what we're going for is 1 inch, which is the red part here, at 100 yards is 1 MOA. I'm not going to get into that because the wrong type of people are probably watching, and trying to get ideas for their insanity. And here are this is what it looks like from 100 yards to the 200-yard distance. If you can see the bottles there, the targets out there. And then here we are halfway back to the shooting bench. Now I should also say that my son and I are both NRA certified instructors. I know the liberals get even more upset when they hear NRA, a group that's taught firearm safety for, well, since about 1873. But just for full disclosure, we are instructors. The ammo that we're going to be using today is the cheapest we could find. And by the way, we're going to be shooting .308 Winchester. I know that reports say that the shooter, the assassin, was using a 30-06. .308 is still a .308 caliber bullet, the same as the 30-06. The 30-06 is going to have a little bit more power behind it, but it is the same caliber of bullet, a .308 caliber bullet. And these are 147 grains. All right, so what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be shooting out at that 100-yard target there. Sorry for the gimbal confusion there. We're just going to take a couple shots and see where it's hitting on that target. And again, this is a .308 as opposed to a 30-06. I would have used a 30-06, but we don't currently have one. So anyway, here we go. We're going to take that first shot, see how close we can get to that bullseye at 100 yards. Okay, so I was off a couple inches on that first shot. Let's take another one and see where we're hitting. And that shot, it looks like we just barely missed the bullseye. So, the gun is fairly well sighted in. I just pulled it on that first shot. So here I'm going to take another shot at the paper target. And just above the bullseye this time. So let's see, with this cheap $300 rifle, if we can hit the 200-yard gong on our first attempt. So I'm going to be doing what would be considered a headshot. And we hit it. So that is not a difficult shot by any one stretch of the imagination. Anyone who's trying to tell you that a professional hitman needed training to do that shot, they're on crack or they're lying to you. At 200 yards, that is a very standard hunting distance that just about all hunters have shot to. You know, anywhere between 50 to 300 yards is pretty much a standard shot. So $300 rig, $299.98 in fact, and we can hit that silhouette at 200 yards. Now what I want to try to do with this very inexpensive rifle is see if I can't hit one of those water bottles that we set up out there. Missed. I'm going to try for the green one on the right this time. Missed again. Well, let's just see if I can hit the top of that target right below the bottle. Hit. So this time I'm going to try to do what would be a headshot on the silhouette on the left. See if I can hit that at 200 yards with this very inexpensive Kmart Blue Light Special Rifle. Not that you can buy these at Kmart anymore. I just got a quick jam there. Let me put that one in. All right. Savage Axis. Oh, you know what? We did knock that blue bot or the green bottle off the top of that target. Yeah. Hit. We knocked the bottle over. We got some more bottles out there. I'm going to see if I can't hit one of those bottles next to the target. Might not be able to hit the more difficult targets with this rifle, you know, but a head-sized target, a neck-sized target at 200 yards is quite easy to make. I think I just hit that water bottle. So I take that back. I can get that target. So I did blow up one of those water bottles out there at 200. Yeah, that was a hit. So we got two of those bottles with a $300 rifle at 200 yards. No muzzle brake, crappy trigger, a very cheap scope made in China. And the news wants you to believe that it's a professionally trained hitman to be able to take that shot. So we just wanted to show that that is simply not the case. We're not doing a commercial for San Pellegrino today, but oh well. I just wanted to show this real quick. I pulled this one. So this was my group that, you know, with a $300 rifle at 100 yards is about 2 1/3 inches MOA. So, you know, that's like at 200 yards, that would be 4 2/3 spread, but we're gonna go out to 200 and see what we've got out there. But that was entirely me flinching. All right, now we're back out here at 200. We can see that this bottle was a direct hit at 200 yards. So there you have it. With a $300 rifle. That's what the TV experts say. You need expert training and years of marksmanship to accomplish. And here's something interesting. This bottle was hit also. So I took a shot at it when it was up here, sitting right here on the top of the target. But as we can see, whew, it's leaking right there on the side. The bullet actually grazed that bottle right there. All right, everybody. So we did get those 2 hits. Myth busted that you need a... Oh, actually we hit 3 bottles. So actually I didn't miss those shots. The only one I missed was that one, right?
Yeah.
So actually, sorry, my bad. 3 out of 4 bottles shot. Little skinny targets at 200 yards with a $300 rifle. So Officer Tatum and all of the fake news talking heads, they're full of crap, honestly. And we'll go back and do a couple prone shots and maybe wrap it up. Maybe we'll shoot with one more rifle. I think I had this turned the wrong way. We'll have to turn it during the cut.
You can see on this bottle, this might be the enter hole here. This is the exit hole. And on the bottom here, you can see that there are fragments of the bullet even.
All right, we're going to be taking a few shots with this rifle. This is a Savage 110 Ultralight with a proof research carbon fiber barrel, a American Precision Arms brake on there, titanium muzzle brake, and a Swarovski scope on it. So this is a more expensive rifle than the other one, and it shoots like it as well, but what we want to do is just show a little bit of comparison. Obviously your equipment makes something easier, but the point is to show that any hunter with a fairly average rifle setup can take these shots that the news is claiming requires a professional hitman. This one is a left-handed rifle, by the way, for those confused. All right, and we're not trying to be distasteful with the recent assassination on Charlie Kirk, whom we both greatly respect and think he's done a lot of wonderful work for the country and bringing peaceful dialogue and debate to youth, including my son, all over the country. So we're trying to be as tasteful with this as possible, and this is really just dedicated to debunking the nonsense of a 200-yard shot and needing a professional hitman and not some lunatic in a college dorm hopped up on LSD and Miss Now News. We are set up now for 200 yards. I'm going to try to knock the bottle off of that. Off of the top of the left silhouette there. And here we go. This rifle has about a 2-pound trigger compared to the other one having a 6-pound, and this muzzle brake will help absorb a lot of that recoil. This rifle groups at about 0.865 MOA with a 6-shot group. At least that's what I've got it at so far. Hit. Knocked it directly off the target. First shot. So, again with the one on the right side silhouette. Hit. Again, this is a very simple standard hunter's shot at 200 yards. I'm going to try for the third bottle on the right side of the right silhouette. Hit. So far, all of you internet experts, your keyboard warriors, are what I would say full of shit. I did miss that one. So 1 out of 3, or no, 1 out of 4 I missed. Sorry, 1 out of 4 I missed. Let's see if we can knock another one of those over, and then we're going to go to shoot prone here in a second, just to show what a prone shooter would do on the roof of that university building. All right. Now we're going to be taking a few shots prone and seeing if we can't make that same shot from lying down. Now, for this one, for one of the bottles, I have to shoot past the edge of one of the berms, but we should be able to do it still. Now, keep in mind, this is a flat and level shot for 200 yards. So compared to our shooter, it wasn't. First shot is going to be at the right side silhouette. And we're going to send it now and see if we hear steel ring. Hit. See if we can't hit one of those bottles out there. We'll try for the bottle on the right side of the left silhouette. A hunting stock isn't really ideal for this, but the purpose is just to debunk the so-called internet experts. Missed that one. Let's see if we can't just hit another silhouette again, which, as you saw, is about human size out there. And I don't even need to take a long time to line up for that sight. And I'm not adjusting, I'm not turning the turrets. Everything is set up as it was zeroed at 100 yards, just for information here. I haven't dialed up the turrets or anything like that. So here we go. We're going to send it. Hit. So 200 yards. That is a very, very simple shot. So to claim that someone has to be a professional hitman to do that shot, that's complete bullshit. And rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and best of luck to your wife, Erica, and your children. And all sane people are in mourning for you and your loved ones. God bless America.
Just as an example, I'm less experienced and college age, so I'm going to be taking some shots now too. Sending.
I guess the assassin did have his hat on, maybe. Hit.
Hit the lid.
I knocked the lid off it?
I think you put a hole in the lid.
Oh, well, we'll see in a minute. But anyway, those are not complicated shots. Once again, just debunking the so-called internet experts who've never shot a hunting rifle before. There you have it, folks, and we'll do another roundup. We'll go grab our bottles out there and show you some close-ups, and then we'll pack it up and go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back out at 200 yards. As we can see, that bottle completely wet itself, and that bottle's blown out the back there. It's completely destroyed. This one got knocked off, but it still has water. It looks like it actually didn't get hit. This one wet itself, and don't see any bullet fragments in that one. So even standard hunting rifles, you know, we did just as good with the $300 rifle as the more expensive one. The more expensive rifle is lighter weight, but it's not hard from 200 yards to hit a target that big. So, you know, are you going to get it every single shot? Maybe not, but it's definitely not impossible. So I hope this was educational. And again, rest in peace to Charlie, and God bless his family, and prayers to his family and children and all of America for what these evil pieces of crap have done. And we have the American flag waving out there in the distance at about 250 yards. God bless America. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to do a little follow-up here from the video that we shot earlier today. I misspoke and I said that I thought that the assassin tried to make a headshot. I should be clear that it's apparent to me that the shooter was inexperienced, not a pro, and didn't take into account drop and angle into the shot from his higher position. And it looks like he tried to do a hard shot or center of mass and hit Charlie in the neck. So I think when we look at the facts that we presented today, we didn't miss a single shot at the human-sized silhouettes today from 200 yards. We did miss some of the shots at the slim water bottles, but not a single shot at a silhouette from 200 yards was missed. But if it was center of mass or even a heart shot to hit him in the neck, makes a whole lot of sense from the angle that he was shooting at, and if he was a new shooter and failing to take into account some ballistics math, more specifically trigonometry, he would have missed those shots, or missed that shot at least where he was aiming for, and hit Charlie in the neck. Like I said, I thought, I misstated earlier that I thought it was a headshot when it's clearly here, and he overshot center of mass and hit Charlie in the neck, as we all saw. So, again, thanks for everybody for watching, and I hope this video is educational, and what a couple of days. Anyway, God bless everyone. Take care.